It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now...
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, September 4th, 2018. It's 7 a.m.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome. Oh, there's the whoop whoop over there. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Hope your Labor Day weekend was a lot of fun. And now time moves forward once again. Here we go.
What did you do your Labor Day weekend, your day off?
Let's see. Yesterday I went up to Hogston Mill up in Missouri, went up to Gainesville, caught 181, went up to Mickey's old stomping grounds up there, and Hogston was looking good. The water was gorgeous, and then I just went up 181 to 14 down 95, went through Gentryville, and just gorgeous country up there, just beautiful farmland. You know, you get up there on 14 and 95 and you can see west, southwest, just the long rolling hills. The cattle farms are just gorgeous up there. You know, that part of Missouri just, you know.
Traveled around.
Just drove a little over 100 miles. Just I wanted to get out and just do something. I would have gone over to Van Buren or Big Springs and Alley Springs at Eminence, but a little bit too far, you know, for the medical situations we got at the house right now. I just couldn't be gone that long. So that's about 2 or 3 hours. And new bridge up there on 201 and everything looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't get across the new bridge on PP and
I didn't go up that way.
CC.
I went 160
you
left.
You could have come back down 95 and hit the PP when there were the 95.
I'll go back up there. I'll go back up on the color shade. A lot of fun, you know. And so, what'd you do?
I did yard work all weekend, and then Monday I went ahead and we went to Whitewater. Last day of Whitewater, so
yeah,
we go up there. It actually wasn't as crowded.
Really?
I think most people. It probably was over the weekend, but I think most
Saturday
people probably headed back on Monday, so it was just kind of a nice day to go and chill and enjoy the last day of Whitewater for the season.
Now we kind of settle in. The kids will settle into the school routine. You know, it's kind of we get off on the 3rd of September. You know, after being in school since the 15th, and so. And everybody gets into that routine because what's the next holiday? Veterans Day?
Yep.
So it goes. Anyway, welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis. Guest today is Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass, and get to visiting with the judge here in a few minutes. We're enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee, though. You can see my Brewed Awakening coffee mug if they're now available at Brewed Awakening, and get you a nice coffee mug there from Mike and his gang. Check out their 3 locations, Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby. You can check them out at Highway 62 Plaza, out by Anytime Fitness, or what did I miss? Balmer Boulevard. It's busy at Balmer Boulevard right now, don't you know?
Or come by here and get it the way Dale makes it 10 times stronger than anywhere else.
Yeah, melt your dog tags, as they say on MASH. Anyway, the best coffee in town is Brewed Awakening. Don't take my word for it. Stop by one of the 3 locations or here and enjoy Brewed Awakening coffee. If you're not enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee, you're just drinking muddy water. Morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes across the state of Arkansas. When the need arises, Roller Funeral Homes, the utmost in professionalism, dignity, and respect. I'll spit it out here in a minute. For your loved one, when the need arises, Roller Funeral Homes. Pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, it's been quite a week. The passing and numerous funerals for Senator John McCain. My prayer today is for his family. May the way he served his country be an example to our younger generation. While his politics disappointed me, his service was honorable. Then Nike, the shoe company, and Colin Kaepernick. Yep, here we go again. I can see Nike's point, but to honor lack of respect is wrong. How many people have died in the last 242 years fighting to preserve the freedoms we enjoy? When you dishonor our flag, we dishonor every veteran living or passed away. With Colin Kaepernick, I guess it's like monkey see, monkey do, like kids do in the classroom. If it gets attention, some will join in. Anyway, I'm disappointed, Lord, and that's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring you morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now for the
morning weather.
Yay,
Greg's Farm Services bring morning weather each and every day. On the farm, around the home, in the community. Greg's Farm Services. Check out their store specials. And announcements, they now have deer corn for $5.50 per 50-pound bag. There you go. Don't you need some deer corn?
Oh, I always need deer corn.
How many deer you have this morning out there, any?
I don't know. I didn't look out that side. I went out the backside today, so I didn't get to see how many were out there, but there's quite a few normally.
Check out the bug assault. That's so cool.
I like that. I love that. I mean, we need one of them for in here. Just we shoot each other with salt.
Yeah. We have to go buy a couple. Gil, load us a credit card, will you? Wasp and Hornet spray, just $2.99. Check out the deal on the Radius E-Series suspension 52-inch deck mower, $5,599, $127 a month. Check out the details there. And Trophy Rock All Mineral Lick, $13.99. Corinthian Bell wind chimes, 10% off. Great savings right now. 70-quart muck tubs, $15.99. The FlexRack Garden Hose, 50-foot, now $17.99. Garden tools, you save $3, $7.99 each. You see those displayed right there. You can check these specials out by going to gregsfarmservices.com. Greg's Farm Services, on the farm, around the home, in the community, bring the morning weather each and every day. Currently, we're at 72 degrees in Mountain Home, 70 in Harrison, 73 at Hardy. Mountain View checks in at 70. Same at Yellville and Marshall. Excuse me. Well, Calico Rock is 72 along the beautiful White River. Calico Rock, what a nice little town down there. Just all fixed up in the downtown main area. Nice little town right there in the White River. They're at 72 degrees, 70 in St. Louis, 70 at Poplar Bluff, it's 72 at Branson, 72 at West Plains. In contrast, a little nippy at Watford City, North Dakota today, 48 degrees in southwest North Dakota. My son and daughter-in-law live up there. That's why I put that in contrast, just to see what's going on up there. On the radar, quite a bit going on in the middle part of the country. We'll start with the tropical. Has it been moved up to a hurricane yet? Let me go back over here. Let's check and see what Weather Nation's at. Let me block this out.
Okay, go ahead.
And I don't. Okay, there's still. This is Tropical Storm Gordon could become hurricane soon. Can we throw? We got room to put that on the screen?
Yeah,
Will that
I
fit?
got a picture of it.
You see, just to the west of Tampa and west of Miami, well, west of the Peninsula, Florida, you can see the eye right here, and they're still calling it tropical storm. Could become a hurricane soon. And so the way it tracks, I believe we could actually get some rain off that in the southern part of the country.
They're counting for it, I mean, from what they're showing.
Yeah. So we can see this big low pressure area swirling this rain around. We've got it in the upper part of Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, southern Louisiana, and then off the coast of Georgia, Florida. Well, not the coast of Georgia. Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, down in that part of the country. It's amazing that Missouri, with all that rain up there, to miss Missouri and Iowa, northwest Iowa's getting it. Anyway, let's take a look at the stops in Arkansas. Looks like everything's clear right now. 62, 412 east and west is clear. We got Highway 65 north-south Little Rock, Branson. 67, 167 highways, Batesville, Poplar Bluff out of Little Rock. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 30, 40, 49, 55, 555 in Arkansas look good. And so a little bit over there west of Fort Smith popping up though. In Missouri, I think the same thing. Southwest Missouri, nothing on the highways there. Tulsa, Joplin, Springfield, Lebanon, I-44, Kansas City East 70 to Columbia in good shape. St. Louis radar stop. I-70 Columbia to St. Louis, Rolla 44 east of St. Louis. East of St. Louis on I-64 and 70 look good. But then you get into Oklahoma and Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa. Boy, they really got the shower activity. Let's take a look at Oklahoma City. Got a minute here. Yeah, pretty good line of showers over there. Hope we get some more rain. My front yard is just kind of it's kind of split between. I don't know whether to put more fertilizer out or not. You know.
I don't know if I would anymore this year.
No, probably about time. What would you put out? What would you do?
What's the problem?
It's about the color of that cardboard box, or about 60% of it.
Let me look up Mark Keaton's phone number on you.
Yeah, I'll get Mark Keaton. As you can see on the national map here, all kinds of warning. There's a hurricane warning out here. This is the tropical storm warning here. This is the hurricane warning here because the strength of the storm as it moves towards the Mississippi and Louisiana coast could strengthen. And so the darker red right here is the tropical storm.
When it hits that warmer water, it tends to speed up.
Exactly. Yeah, and then it comes into here. So hopefully, you know, if it stays a tropical depression, the folks down there can handle it. But we got various flash flood and flash warnings out for Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and parts of Texas. And so that comes with all that rain. And then they've already started posting some flood watches, even as far as southeast Arkansas. We'll bring that up on the map real quick so folks can see. Right here down around Monticello, Arkansas, it's they do have a flood watch posted already because, and here's the path of that. Let me see if that'll enlarge. There we go. This is the projected path of the storm. This is where it was this morning at 4 a.m. So the projected path is basically tracking through the New Orleans, Louisiana area, Biloxi, Mississippi, Jackson, come across northern Louisiana, and actually come across 1 a.m. on Friday, be right in the northwest corner of Arkansas in the four-state area. So it's just something we need to be aware of. I don't think we have anything severe that we're looking at, but we just need to be aware.
They'll probably bring some rain for sure.
Yeah, we need the rain. And, of course, there's no burn bans right now that I'm seeing. We'll check that here in just a minute for the forecast in Mountain Home. Today, high of 90, clear, 30% chance of showers on Wednesday. Then it moves into a 50, 70, and 50 all the way through starting Thursday. Just a chance of showers depending on what's going on with the tropical storm. From the Forestry Commission, there's no burn bans as of 9/3/2018. There's no burn bans issued right now in the state of Arkansas. All 75 counties are green, and the wildfire danger is low. It doesn't mean we shouldn't use common sense when burning, right, County Judge Mickey Pendergrass?
That's correct.
And so what?
Just use some sense.
Just use some sense. I mean, if you got 35-mile-an-hour winds, just don't burn. You don't want those embers getting somewhere else. So we have a low wildfire danger right now. Drought monitor in Missouri. This was updated last Thursday. It's still the same North Missouri River. A little bit better in southwest Missouri, but northern Missouri is still pretty dry. I was hoping some of that shower activity in Kansas and Iowa would move that way. In Arkansas, we're in pretty good shape. Baxter County, Marion County, no drought right now. Just a slight abnormal dry in the eastern counties here of Stone, Izard, and Fulton. A little bit in Randolph and a little bit in Clay County. They get a little bit more heat. I mean, just Clay County is about as flat as this top of this table. So, southern Arkansas about the same way. Well, we got Miller County down here. We got Miller, Lafayette, Columbia, Union County,
That's
and Lafayette. What's that?
They say that Lafayette, doesn't
Oh, Lafayette, really?
Mm-hmm.
Lafayette County.
I know you're not from there.
I'm not from there. Yeah. Anyway, morning weather brought to you by Greg's Farm Services and Midway Gasville Mountain Home. I say Midway, it's kind of in between Gasville and Midway. And so they bring the morning weather. Greg's Farm Services on the farm, around the home, and in the community. Community calendar brought to you by Affordable Housing, 741-2883. The Enlightened Women's Conference is coming up on the 29th of September. That will be the last Saturday of the month. It's going to be at Real Life Church from 9 to 4. It's $30 per ticket. That includes lunch and a t-shirt. Quite a group of guest speakers. The Informed Choices Women's Center will be there. Care Center Ministries, the Call of Marion County, the Jail Ministry, and On Time Ministry. Care Center Ministries, you can give them a call at 870-701-5078. Baxter County Fair Pageant comes up this Saturday at 6 o'clock, September 8th at Dunbar. Register at www.baxtercountyfair.org through September 5th. There's a division for girls age 3 to 21, division for boys age 3 to 5. For more information, call 870-404-1030. Sponsored by the Baxter County Fair Association. What do you got, Scooter?
I was just looking at the fair coming up next week, September 11th through the 15th.
Yep.
We got the Baxter County Fair, and they have got so much stuff that is going on. I guess, what is Wednesday the 12th is when they do the parade.
Yeah, that'll be around 5:30, 6
usually
o'clock.
about 5:30, I think, is when they usually start that. Fair parade, 5:30. It's actually listed here.
Wow. What do you know
all
about
the
that?
carnivals are going to open on the 12th at 5 p.m. Commercial booths 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then they've got just all sorts of music and different things going on. We'll be covering more as this week goes on, but man, they got a lot going on this year at the fair.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it really is. I'm trying to see what the date is on this. Walk a mile in her shoes.
Oh, that's coming up again?
Yeah.
Well, you're looking that up. I will say this. They're doing something different at the county fair this year. They've got, for those video gamers, they got a
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers tournament. It's a double elimination tournament. It'll be going on Thursday, September 13th at 2018, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the fairgrounds, building C1. All ages is $2 entry fee, or it's $5 at the gate. So you want to get entered early. They're going to be doing it on the Wii U console, so you're allowed to bring your own controller if you need to. You can contact Sherry 870-404-1030.
And the Walk a Mile in Her Shoes to benefit victims of domestic violence is a lot of fun. I remember when Senator Johnny Key, Representative Kelly Link was out there. What it is, guys put on girls' shoes and walk a mile around that track. Clomp, 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 clomp. You know, they have to wear
high heels.
Yeah. Walk a mile in her shoes to benefit victims of domestic violence is $25 minimum donation. For more information and forms, you can contact Serenity at 870-424-7576 or email porterjenellen@gmail.com. And that's tough. Did you ever do that? Did you?
Yeah.
Tough, ain't it?
In boots and slip-ons and heels. Some guys cheat. They wear slippers.
Yeah.
They're not fair. Whew, yeah, it'd wear you up.
Oh, I bet it does. Halfway run that track and wear you out, let alone having to wear those shoes. Anyway, coming up, we're going to visit with the county judge right after the break, so stick around and we'll be right back.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Our roll burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Almost 7:20, visiting with Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass, who's been, you've actually, since last time we talked, you visited with the Vice President in D.C. and some other things. And so what's going on?
Oh, yes, I've been on the road. It had been a while. I took a vacation this last week, 1,300-mile round trip. You was talking about your 100-mile round, and most of that with a boat tied on behind the truck. So, but before that, we got called to a conference and a tour at the White House 2 weeks ago, and it kind of popped up all of a sudden. County elected officials from Arkansas and Oklahoma were invited, and a lot of us got together and put together a plan and got up there. A couple of our JPs here from Baxter County went with me, Edna Fusco and Lucy Soltisic, and we flew up on a Monday and spent the night and got up and went through the White House tour. We got some photos and some photo shots of the east side of the White House, and we got some good close-up photos in there, and a little bit of tour knowledge. And then after that, after lunch, and we was walking the mall and around, and it was raining. Weather was not very fitting for all this, but
no, you got caught in all that East Coast rain.
Oh yes, big time, and it ended up costing us, making it even worse harder trip than it was. But at 1 o'clock that day, we had a meeting in the Eisenhower room, and they had the conference set up for all of the different officials. We had county judges, JPs, some mayors, a clerk or two, a district judge I know, and some Oklahoma supervisors and commissioners were there with us in the room in the Eisenhower building where they do a lot of press conferences. And they had the whole list of representatives of about 6 different cabinet positions. Sonny Perdue, who is one of the cabinet secretaries, did speak to us, and the undersecretary and the other departments, and we got contact information. They explained to what the administration is doing and helping us, and even with the transportation issues that affect a lot of us in county government and the funding of that. Agriculture, as Sonny Perdue is part of that. And then the last speaker, and I didn't bring my list with me, probably got it out there somewhere. A lot of contact information for people inside, and they expect us to call them directly into this administration, and it's kind of refreshing to see this. And Sarah Huckabee Sanders was on the agenda since we were from Arkansas, and so she came over and was a big hit, and she actually told all of us, she said, I think I would like to take questions from you all every day instead of my normal crew. You're all
yeah, I bet she would.
And she was invited back to Hope. The county judge from Hempstead County was there.
Yeah.
A lot of things we had a real nice visit, and she's supposed to take pictures with us. And then the next speaker came up, the last speaker, talking about the transportation issues, and he was taking questions when he stopped and said, well, I think I'll stop taking questions now. I think there's somebody here you want to see. And the vice president walked out.
Good.
And I kind of expected something like that to happen, but I didn't know who it was going to be. And then he got the microphone, got right on the floor with us, and spoke to us for a while, and took some questions, and gathered everybody around, and went down the line, shook hands with all of us that we could get to. And Senator Bozeman was there. There was about 10 of us that met with him the day before in his office in the Hart Senate building, and he was very gracious. We talked about a lot of issues, fundings, and different things going on in the Senate and how it affects Arkansas. And I got to sit with Senator Bozeman, and he assured me that you don't worry about the funding for trout hatcheries. It's going to happen. So,
let's get on that side rail for a minute. You know, talking about that the Norfolk and the Heber Springs fish hatchery. A lot of people don't realize this. For every dollar that the federal government spends at Norfolk, brings in $99.43 worth of revenue, and it's a 100-to-1 ratio, basically what it is. For every dollar they spend, it brings in $100 to this county.
It does. But
I don't know about the ratio down at Heber.
Well, they take in a lot of things, and that's pretty tough to study, but it takes in a lot of things that people that buying the fishing license, fishing the rivers, buying fishing gear, and their sales tax revenue, as well as all the things that you camping out and all the things affiliated in the sales tax revenue. That's what it's talking about mainly, and it's close to 10-to-1 return on your odds, and that makes too much sense. But we talked about bridges and highways and roads and drugs and all the illicit drugs that's going on, the opioid problem we have. But it was a very personal session with Senator Bozeman. Got to meet all of his staff, and the same way, here's my phone number. If you need something, call me. And so they're more than trying to be helpful. And the White House is, I've never seen it be presented like that. Maybe because I wasn't in those positions, but that was a wonderful trip.
Now, while you were, I don't know if it was while you were in Washington or while you were just on vacation, but the trade with Mexico, I'm looking at NASDAQ. Of course, the market's still closed right now, but the NASDAQ jumped above 8,000 for the first time last week, and it's still up. As the last closing was 8109.54, it was up 21.17 points. Percentage-wise, it was up, well, come on, 0.26. While the Dow is just at 25,964. I don't know what the opening price will be. I guess it'll be 25,964. But the market jumped and NASDAQ jumped. And so even though if the market were to drop 300 points, we're still at 26,000 based on the fact that the trade with Mexico deal came through. And I don't know if the door was slammed in President Trump's face with Canada, but he's trying to get rid of the NAFTA and work this trade with Mexico, work the trade with Canada to try to come up with something better than NAFTA. Mexico is a go, but I think Canada's like, eh.
Well, two things. I didn't watch a lot of news, but I do follow a lot of Twitter and news feed on my internet on phone service. People who are not normally known as allies to the president stated that the deal with Mexico, what they knew about it, was really good for the auto industry, for this country. And so if that's the deal, I know that was one of the things he was going after, but if that is the deal, and he's got people that's not big fans of his saying that this is what happened, he got that deal with Mexico, then that's a good thing for the country and our auto industry, because we had a lot of auto industry going to Mexico. And he's evidently put a stop to that and has started out the trade and made it more favorable or evened it up with this country.
So we quit seeing Mexico stamped into General Motors transmission pans?
Well, I don't imagine that still happened, but I think the flow southward is going to stop, is what I indicates to me. The second thing about that is Canada has the chance still, as far as I can tell, to be a part of this. The door is open to negotiate. But what the administration has evidently told Canada, you play ball with us, we'll go this, or we'll cancel the NAFTA agreement, period.
Yeah.
The president has that power.
It's either you're going to do it
you're
this way
out the
or
door.
you're
We're going to shut the door in your face. We're going to cancel NAFTA. We'll deal with Mexico. They're willing to deal with us. It's a good deal for them. It's a good deal for us. You can get in here and let's make a good deal for Canada and a good deal for America, or we'll just cancel it. And so that's where that's at. It's not closed off yet, but I think Canada and their liberal leadership has got into a little bit of the that mode where it's anti this administration or whatever. The thing that a lot of people forget, and they talk so much down about the administration and the way he's playing hardball with trade around the world, they forget the point that the rest of the world, I don't care which country it is, they need us a lot worse than we need any one of them.
Yeah.
And if they don't have us as a market to sell to, they're broke. The president knows that. He's a businessman. I understand that, but people forget that. They think that we can't be playing big hardball with Germany. Well, yeah, we can. Who are they going to trade with? Or France, or any of them. And
where's Japan fit into this? They
need us too. I mean, where are they going to sell their stuff if they don't sell it to the United States? How much stuff do they sell here? But they have. I don't think there's been a lot of noise out of Japan, has there? They've been kind of working together.
Yeah.
It's the Chinese, the European Union, and the Mexico and NAFTA deal.
Now, Britain's due to drop out of the EU by March.
It's coming pretty quick.
19, about 6 months from now, 8 months from now. You know, look at these auto stock prices. General Motors at 36.05, Chrysler at 17.11, and Ford at 9.48. I'm going to watch these to see what that trade does.
I guess they're all doing business a lot. I know Ford does a lot of business in Mexico and plants down there. They moved a lot of stuff down there. I don't know about the rest of them, but excuse me. But that's what I understood, is it was really going to be really good for the American auto industry. But that's my story of the last 2 weeks. I've got jet lag. I didn't get to the best part.
What's that?
The weather was, as you know, the week we were up there, the weather was really bad. We had flood warnings, and we had high water, and had
it was all up and down I-95, yeah,
going up. And of course, all the airplanes out of D.C. and Reagan International was delayed. So as we get to the airport, right after the conference, we went to the airport to fly home. Going to get home Tuesday night, and I was going to drive home in the middle of the night.
Where'd you fly back into, Little Rock or Fayetteville?
Well, we were flying Delta, so we were flying through Atlanta into Little Rock. And we get there, and our plane has been delayed.
At Atlanta?
No, at D.C. Everything was backed up at D.C., up to 3 hours backed up. And so it was backed up. We were supposed to catch it, I think, take off at 7:04. It was backed up to 8:57, something like that. And we looked at the plan. Well, we just missed our connection to Little Rock, and that's the last plane out of Little Rock. Don't have a lot of planes going into it. Not another plane to Little Rock 6 o'clock next morning. So we went
stuck at Reagan for a while.
Well, we thought it gets better. So we went to the ticket agent. What do? We're going to miss our connection. Is there any other chances? And so they punched their numbers, and they went through the computer, and they're looking in there. So we have this flight leaving here at this time, hits Detroit, and then there's a flight that flies from Detroit to Little Rock, and actually, it was going to put us in Little Rock an hour and 15 minutes ahead of when we were supposed to be.
By going to Detroit?
By going to Detroit.
Oh, come on. Sounds like me
going. So that's cool. We'll take that trip. And there was 4 of us. The mayor from Russellville, the 2 JPs, and me. And so we get on this plane. They pull it away from the gate. They start out towards the taxiway, and it stops. And the pilot comes on and says, they're backed up on the taxiway. They have asked us to step aside and let these others catch up. So we sat there for 15 minutes. And then he comes back on. He said, they've asked us to pull over out of the way so we can get out of the way. And so we pulled over, and he said, by the way, we've shut down the big engine to save fuel. And I said, this is taking too long. I'm watching my watch, and I'm pulling out and looking at the tickets. And said, we ain't going to make it. Well, about an hour later, we took off from D.C. and flew straight to Detroit, and he had his foot in it. And as our plane was landing in Detroit, the plane to Little Rock was going off the other runway.
So now you're stuck in Detroit, Michigan.
And there's nothing going out of Detroit that time of night. Yeah, we slept in the terminal.
In Detroit.
That thing's a mile long, straight line.
Yeah.
If you've ever walked it.
Sounds like me. I had to go from Little Rock to Minneapolis one day when I was doing radio for AFP.
The best thing was I was wearing a suit at the White House, shirt and tie, jacket. I had one bag. It was a carry-on. It was a 21-inch roller. Well, my plane was too crowded in D.C., and I had to check it.
Oh, no. So the bag's in Little Rock.
So I'm not only stuck in the Detroit, I'm stuck in my suit and whatever I'm wearing. That's what I've got.
And no toothbrush, right? Don't you hate that?
They did set it out on the luggage carousel, but I would have had to go outside security to get my bag, to get my stuff. And it would have been after midnight before I could got back into security because I had to wait the next day before I tripped out. And so I said, well, I'll just sit here. It was miserable. And I got home. We flew to Atlanta and then back to Little Rock and got into Little Rock about 11 o'clock the next morning. I was planning to be at work that day, and I didn't make it. But the time I drove home, I kind of crashed, and I didn't know the world existed till Thursday. So
7:34. Need to take a quick break. More with the judge after this.
Fun of travel.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Neema's Pizza in 7:37, and we're talking flight delay nightmares here. Whether you're sitting in Atlanta, Little Rock, or Denver, or Minneapolis.
I'm gonna go back to work today.
Are you?
Yeah, off of vacation, off that trip, and maybe next week I got a conference, but we're gonna be back at work today and see what is catch up.
I gotta tell you something.
Tonight.
When I was flying to Las Vegas for AFP one time, they flew us Fayetteville, Denver, Vegas. And everybody's saying, you going to do any gambling when you get to Vegas? I don't know, make that determination. So we land in Vegas. Guess what carousel you pick up your luggage at?
Yeah.
13. I ain't going to spend a nickel. That's an omen right there. Oh, you know. Had they said 7, I might have thrown a nickel in the pot, you know. But would you do it if they said, well, pick up your luggage at carousel 13?
Lucky number. I don't know why even that
it wouldn't bother me.
Nah, probably wouldn't.
Wouldn't have bothered me at all.
You wouldn't have done it? I would. Yeah, I would have done it. So I walked by this table. This is at the Venetian, you know, the Venetian. And you had to walk through the casino to get to the area where the broadcast was being taken from. And I walked past this one table. You've got this auditor, the gamer, and an armed guard. Minimum bet, $10,000. Maximum bet, $250,000. And there's people sitting around that table. Whew. Anyway, yeah, quorum court tonight, Judge?
Yeah, and I'm looking it up as it's trying to catch up some emails. I know they added an ordinance from the assessor's office. Here it is. If I can get to come up. It is quorum court meeting night. It's always right after Labor Day. And I'm just thankful and thrilled that on this date 2 years ago I wouldn't been sitting here. So I'm just thankful to be of good health. A good friend of mine just went through that while I was out of town last week. I got to get checked on him, and the exact same thing I went through.
That's been 2 years.
It'd be 2 years ago. Yesterday it was on the actually it was the 5th, but I'm doing well. Looks like there's 7 things on the agenda. We have the third reading of amending the minimum standards for land development, the third reading for establishing vote centers, and there's been on those vote centers there's been some meetings going on around the different parts of the county, and hopefully some people, the one I attended was very poorly attended, but They will do a third reading on that tonight, and whether or not they have to get that done, to have it done in time for November's election to use the vote centers this fall. So if you're interested in that subject, come by. 6 o'clock at Baxter County Quarters.
What they're talking about this, because some vote at the senior center, some vote at Eastside Baptist Church, some may be at the fairgrounds, and around the county they could be at a firehouse, a school.
There is consolidation from as many as 26 different sites to 10 or 11.
Does that mean that people in extreme rural areas like Push Mountain and places like that?
Lone Rock and Big Flat still have their centers. The Secretary of State's office came by and did an Arkansas Disabilities Act study and other requirements that they require vote centers, and several of the locations we were using failed. So we can't require fire department, schools, or churches to upgrade, that kind of thing. So they're going to consolidate. Now the people at Rodney will go to Salesville or North Fork. That's been consolidated. The people in Clark Ridge have come to town. The vote centers are all listed. But here's the advantage. If you're in town anyway, the requirement on vote centers, they have to have internet access. And, of course, that just everybody thinks Russia. Now, forget about that. That's not part of it. They have to have internet access because you can go vote at any one of the centers. You don't have to vote at your polling place. If you're in town, a lot of people do that now. If you're in town early voting for 2 weeks at the courthouse, and it gets busy, and as a matter of fact, a third or more of the people vote at the courthouse now in early voting.
That's what I do.
On election day, this has never happened before. The courthouse is the 11th center. It's going to stay open on election day. It's never stayed open before. You always go out to your precinct. But you can go to any precinct, any place there's a vote center, and vote. And the reason they have to have internet is because they have to register the fact that you voted, so you don't go from here to over here to vote again. So they're going to have that logged in, and it's going to be so they have to have the internet access. But that's the advantage, and I like that part of it. You can go anywhere in the county that's a center. The courthouse will be open 2 weeks. The election commission will probably have another location open for a week, maybe the library or somebody like that, someplace like that. They'll announce it. Plus, this is a move to, as we petitioned the state, have offered to help us buy new voting machines to upgrade our old voting machines. If we cut down to these voting centers, they'll pay for it. We won't have to pay for the machines. They'll furnish the money for them. That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're working towards. We've got a new Secretary of State coming in this fall. Hopefully it's none other than John Thurston, so I just put that plug in for him now.
I need to call him. We need to get John up here.
But they're talking about, and there's money going to be there, and if that'll help us get the new voting machines. But I think they're doing it in Marion County now, and some other, about 35 or 40 of the counties are doing this now, and I think we'll like it when we get used to it. But it is a change, and we all understand what happens when you change. There's some people not going to be happy, and you can't make them happy because they're going to drive up to that firehouse where I voted the last 30 years, and I'm going to vote there. Well, no, you're not. It's not going to be in place there. I'm sorry. But they'll like this once they get used to it.
Let's go back now. Let's go back. We're not in horse and buggy days. We're not driving 52 Chevrolets around with flathead sixes in the thing where you have to putt, and it takes, 15 to 30 minutes to get from Norfolk to Mountain Home, or even longer in the older days. I can be in Flippin in 20 minutes. I could be at the state line in 25 minutes. It's not like we can't get there, and it's not like we're not already either in Mountain Home or Clark Ridge. Or
if we put a shopping mall by these voting centers, reckon they'd come better?
Probably. Well, yeah, you never know. Yeah, but maybe they need to do this. Maybe they need to do this in Chicago. Keep all the dead people voting for Democrats up there. You think?
Well, that doesn't do anything about changing the voter rolls.
True. Yeah.
But that takes some diligence by the people that keeps up with that. But anyway, that's up for third reading, and the Quorum Court's going to consider that and discuss it tonight. Hopefully, all the questions will be answered because they've had all these meetings around, and it's a money-saving thing. Plus, it's going to get us the newer machines, and we'll see what that does. Then we got some regular moving money around in the sheriff's department budget, the animal control budget is no new money, just moving it from one line item to another. And then some resolution confirming some appointments and reappointments to fire protection districts. There's 3 of them. There's North Fork, 101 Gamelia, and Lone Rock. So that's the meeting tonight, and then there's been an ordinance added to for the assessor, and I'll have to find.
Gonna be doing some. Why don't we take a break while you dig for it?
It's here somewhere.
Okay, be right back. More with the judge right after this. Nemus Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas is your home for national and international award-winning pizza. Nemus Pizza offers artisan-made award-winning pizza with only the freshest and finest of ingredients. Each pizza is made from scratch and hand-tossed at the time you place your order. And also check out their calzone strombolis, an oven-baked folded pizza stuffed with your choice of meat. Sauce can be on the side or included inside at your request. Nemus Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas, your home for award-winning pizza. Do you ever feel like your butt's dragging and you could really use a lift? Ozark Diesel Off-Road. Ozark Diesel Off-Road has been installing lifts for over 25 years. They specialize in all your off-road vehicle needs, from general repairs such as engine diagnostics, clutch and brake repair, to custom fabrication like axle gears and lockers, leveling and suspension kits, and everything in between. So if your vehicle could really use a lift, head to Ozark Diesel Off-Road, located at 5051 Highway 62 East, or give them a call at 870-425-LIFT.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right product.
Why would I?
747, visiting with Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass, and I'll just say this, $18 a month. Where are we at with that? I'm hearing there's stuff flying around all around the state.
Oh, you're going to hear all kinds of good stuff. I had a phone conference while I was on vacation Thursday, and there's some legislation being considered trying to be written to deal with some of that. Farm Bureau's in the middle of it, and others are working on that, so we'll see where that goes. But there was a hearing a week ago today or a week ago tomorrow in Berryville, and the word I got back from that, I talked to the vice president of the board, since I'm chairman of it. He and the secretary were in attendance, and they told me that the judge asked for some different, as they usually do. No testimony was taking place. It's discovery, and he asked for more stuff, and he said he would render a decision or a ruling of some sort within 15 days. But that just covers Carroll County.
So it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything here. The lawsuit has been filed in all 6 counties to challenge the $18. I don't understand the direction, but that's legal talk and what they're doing here. So that has to be, that case will probably need to be heard in all 6 counties. We have no date set, no judge been assigned or anything for the other 5 counties.
But it was heard in Little Rock, and a judge down in Pulaski County. Was he circuit district or?
Well, the $18, the lawsuit challenging it was filed against those of us who are under court order from the circuit court in Little Rock.
Circuit court, okay.
Pulaski County Circuit Court.
But how can that court jurisdict?
The district and the counties are under court order from that court, and yet this lawsuit has challenged the counties collecting it and the district because of its involvement, and it's going to be a recipient of it. It didn't challenge the court ruling. It didn't. It may eventually get there. Maybe this is a backdoor way to get there. I don't know. It didn't challenge the ADEQ getting some of it. Of course, in my mind, and I've often told people, the constitutional question that is asked in this court order that we're all under and collecting $18, is it constitutional for a judge in Arkansas Circuit Court to force county officials to collect fees to pay back a private investment, which is the bonds? That's the constitutional question in my mind. I don't know if they're ever going to get there through this particular
at least
challenge.
Force it to the Court of Appeals to get it to Supreme Court.
No, constitutional question, they go straight to Supreme Court, out of circuit.
They don't have to go to
Don't go through
appeals?
circuit. Don't go through appeals, no. You remember that's what I heard Johnny Copeland, who challenged for a circuit court, she said that on one of the interviews from here, that if it's a constitutional question, it goes directly to the Supreme Court. But it's got to get back in and heard by circuit court. And maybe they're going to wait and see what the ruling it comes out of Carroll County Circuit Court District. That's the same district as Fayetteville now. I'm over there, I think. Washington County, Benton County. But that's all I know on that right now. It's a standstill. We're collecting it. The money goes to the receiver, and it's set in escrow, or actually goes to the trustee, and is set there to be dispersed at the end of the year as it should be.
Okay, now the magic question is, let's say it's ruled in the people's favor, and we've been paying this. There going to be refunds issued?
It's a good question. And if so, how? Who's going to pay it?
Yeah, and where's it coming
Because the
from?
county's not getting any of the money. We're not getting any reimbursement for collecting it. The county is just under court order. They're doing what the court ordered to. We're not making any money off this deal. To handle this, they had the assessor's office and the collector's offices had appealed to, so we need more help. We need more this and this to put it on the bill to take care of it. And the money got, and this county's not gotten anything. And so that would have to be reimbursed.
What we got.
We're under court order, and that's what we're operating under. And the receiver has worked well with the assessors and collectors of the district. But I don't know. That'd be a good question. And who's going to refund it? But that's one of the things that's going on.
So where does it go right now?
It goes to the trustee
of
the bondholders. Was signed by the court.
Yeah.
Bank of the Ozarks is the trustee in their office, and they are under court order to hold this and disperse it by the order of the court. The order of the court was so much goes to the bondholder, so much goes to ADQ, then what's left over, so much goes to the district to operate and maintain the closed landfill and their expenses, which we sort of need the money in the district. But and ADQ cannot feel like that they can turn this maintenance back over this landfill, even though it's pretty much finished. The sealing is taking place. They can't turn it over to us because the district doesn't have the money to operate, to haul leachate, to pay for that, the electric bill. And so there's a lot of moving parts that we're seeing here on the back end of this thing. But the good thing is the landfill's closed and it's nearly covered, and a lot of that's coming to an end. And there's a big green mountain up there, Three Brothers, because of that, and that should cut the leachate hauling down by 90%. So
it doesn't glow in the dark, right?
No, it doesn't. I don't know. I've never flew over it in a light, but that's a good thing coming out of this. They have closed that, and there's some legislation that's been trying to work on that will have to be presented to the legislature to help pay back ADQ, so that could also affect the $18. But there's a lot of ground to be covered before any of that goes anywhere.
Was the ADEQ established in the state by somebody, or is it? How long has ADEQ been around?
Well, they've been around a long time. I don't know.
Seem like they're kind of that thorn in the paw type of deal.
Well, they're like a normal state agency, except they have a lot of clout as far as Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality, directed to connected to EPA. They become political because they're governor appointees, that leadership and its positions. You have new people and old people in these. They inspect all kinds of things, especially tire waste. They're overseeing the used tire program and administering that. any solid waste, landfill permits,
people tell me that
illegal
used tire
landfills,
thing,
they inspect stuff all over.
used tires can be ground and separated. The belting, the steel, the rayon, the nylon, and the rubber can be separated. And they can be like athletic tracks, highways, and stuff like that. Actually, uses some of that compound. Do we not have that recycle capability in Arkansas?
If you go to the National Stadium over at Springdale, if you go out in the outfield under the big billboards and the big signs, that's what that is out there.
Ground up tires.
Is chopped up tires. But yeah, that's where we sell. The solid waste district is in charge of as an arm of ADEQ of collecting the used tires, and each district markets and sells or moves these tires. We sell ours to a company called Champlin, and that's what they mostly chop them up, use them for park equipment and for parks, flooring, and all kinds of stuff.
I've heard this, and tell me if I'm correct or incorrect on this, that ADEQ does not allow limbs, leaves, and twigs to be put in landfills.
That's correct. No cardboard either.
All of that stuff is natural biodegradable, though. Where a plastic milk jug and a plastic bottle won't.
There's different classifications of landfill.
Really?
What you're seeing now, and what's always been nasty around landfills, these plastic shopping bags. They blow everywhere.
I've got them 30 feet up a tree.
I was up in the Lenexa, Kansas area driving over to Lawrence recently, went by a Walmart, and an interstate sets with big banks on both sides, and they're just littered with 5 on both sides on these hills of just littered with these plastic bags. It'd be just big snowballs. It's nasty. I think a lot of them get away from that, but that can go in a landfill. We can haul shingles, but yeah, that is natural stuff that can be recycled. Should not be going to a landfill. And that's
because I've had several people ask me,
handled separately.
I've got this brush pile. I really can't burn it because a lot of times I'm in the city. They may have a burn ban or something like blah, 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 blah. And they got limbs and twigs and leaves and branches and stuff, and there's no way to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you, I mean?
Shred it.
Yeah.
Chop it. Where a lot of it goes to what Esplendy does with all others.
Who does?
And, private companies like Esplendy and a lot of others just run it through the shredder, run it through a chopper. They run big trees through a chopper. That's another business and paying somebody to get it, but that's one way to get it. It creates mulch. That's usually what it chops up, and then it can be disposed of. You can dispose of that naturally because it's a natural material.
I guess I need to buy one of those, Scooter.
Oh, they're for sale. You can find some. Get on Facebook. You'll find them.
Yeah. So what else we got? Well, we got 2 minutes before we close out the show.
Well, the jail up. We talked about the jail. The groundbreaking has taken place at the jail. That operation is beginning, and I understand while I was gone, it was they had a little delay because they run into problems with the sewer and water line. They had to re-engineer, so I got to find out today what's going on there. But it has started, and we will be building. The 1% sales tax that was people passed to fund that jail the last 2 months has been about $621,000 for the month, which is not as much money as we need for 6 months, but it's getting us close. So just keep spending that money.
There you go.
And we'll get sales tax. We'll pay this off. And but it has started. It should take about 11 months to have everything completely finished, and we'll start.
How many beds will that give us?
Minimum another 48, maybe 4 more.
Yeah, because he's been running full. But
yeah, I haven't checked since I've been traveling, but it's been full all summer. Yeah, we could pretty much fill it up right now.
I bet.
But that started, and all kind of good. The road constructions are coming to an end. A lot of projects been done. We've still got one going up north end of the county. Now we'll start getting some more so we can start back on the maintenance of gravel roads and mowing. We're trying to get to the weeds and the grass on the side of the road. We're going every day, but that stuff is growing right now.
Yep.
I come home from being gone a week, and
time to mow. Speaking of mow, I think we need to go instead of mow right now. Run out of time.
Y'all have a great day.
See you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great day.